Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. And thank you so much for hitting that subscribe button, whatever platform you're listening to this on. And if you are on YouTube, go ahead and hit that like button while you're at it. It's like walking into the room and hitting that light switch. Let's just go ahead and brighten up this place and let's get into this podversation. All right, guys, I previously spoke about Meghan Markle and Prince Harry and the Spare book and the Netflix series and just everything that has been coming out since that has happened. I've just seen a lot of different stories. I haven't spoken about everything, but after all of that was said and done, with the release of the book, with the, his tell-all memoir, like Nene Leakes says, memoir, and then the Netflix series, after all of that was said and done, it was reported that Harry was demanding an apology if he was going to be invited to come to the coronation of his daddy, King Charles. Well, it's not surprising to me at all. But, I was seeing these stories about Meghan Markle saying that she was fearing that the royal family was only going to be fighting for Prince Harry to attend the coronation and all of these different things. And in my mind, I'm thinking, well, you said all of these things about the family, even if they are true. I don't know. Some things I believe are questionable. But even if these things are true, you have relegated yourselves to become just plainly put, gossipers. And look, a lot of people make money off of gossip. That's what a lot of people have, made as careers. There are different levels to it, of course. But when it comes to sharing the dirt and the personal information, everybody, when someone is of a higher level stature, is going to want to hear the stuff. It doesn't mean that they're going to respect you. That not at all. That doesn't relate to respect. It just relates to itchy ears. People want to get the dirt. They want to hear what's going on, whether they believe it to be true or not. It's going to happen. So someone like Prince Harry, where even though he was more on the wild side than his brother was, and, they may have seen a little bit more of him over all of these years from him growing up than they did of his brother, it still was a pretty private life. So to have this person that she's connected to now sharing intimate details of their life, of course people are going to want to know the dirt. Of course they're going to. It still does not relegate to respect. So now there are these stories about them being pretty much shunned in Hollywood, and it's not relating to them becoming these A-listers of respect, so to speak. Yeah, they definitely have a high level in terms of the names in Hollywood based on Prince Harry's royalty. It has nothing to do with Meghan Markle. It's who she's connected to as to why they would be seen as A-listers, but they're not getting the respect that they were hoping that they would get. So the story is, it says Prince, I'm just going to call them H&M, are said to be surprised by the response they received after back-to-back tell-alls. Several royal experts claim the sympathy many have expressed for the Duke and Duchess of Sussex has quickly dwindled since the couple chose to speak out on several occasions. And since they've been airing their grievances, their shine is just not what they were thinking it was going to be. Someone says, I do think that Harry and Meghan expected more support from Hollywood than they have recently received. Kinsley Schofield, host of the To Die For Daily podcast, told the news outlet, without a doubt, having Tyler Perry on your side makes you feel like a force to be reckoned with. I think Harry and Meghan had an amazing opportunity to elevate themselves and actually be Hollywood royalty, but their decorum is making people think twice about the association. But listen, I'm just going to put it like this. H&M, yeah, he is a prince. I don't know all this stuff about will they be able to keep their titles, will they not, or whatever. Apparently having their titles equates to more money for them, which is why they want to keep their titles. but they did not want to stay in the UK, and they didn't want to be in that association anymore. So I'm not sure about all of that stuff, but just because Harry is a prince and Meghan is married to a prince, it doesn't take away the fact that they're not A-listers, which is what the US would, call people like the Ben Afflecks, the Reese Witherspoons, the Halle Berrys. I mean, even Oprah Winfrey, for God's sake. Like, Tyler Perry, yeah, he is a billionaire for sure, which is why Meghan Markle named him as her daughter's stepfather. Like, let's be real. We already know what that's about. Whatever. But it doesn't make them these Hollywood A-listers. You live in California. Meghan Markle was once on a television show that was D-list at best. I'm just being real. And Harry has never been Hollywood. It's different. Yeah, I don't understand a whole lot about the royal family. I honestly don't think a lot of it makes much sense, but it is what it is. It doesn't make them Hollywood, quote unquote, royalty. It's just weird, in my opinion. It's all privilege. We know that, yeah, there are people who were not married. They were born to Hollywood celebrities. So by proxy, a lot of them, not all, a lot of them have become what they call Nepo babies. Like, it's short for nepotism. You got in because of who you're connected to. But that's family. I'm not saying it's okay, but it happens. It happens in the real world too, where people are working in companies that their parents created. I mean, but look, I don't think there's anything wrong with someone looking out for their child, because who else is going to do it? I'm not saying that they shouldn't know the value of hard work, but that doesn't surprise me. If I was in a position to be able to help my child, I would do the same thing. So I would never fault someone for helping their children. But when it comes to H&M, you are in this Hollywood world, so to speak, because of privilege, just because he was born to a king who was not in Hollywood. King Charles is not Hollywood. And Meghan Markle, she never really was Hollywood. Yes, she was on television before, but do you know how many people have been on television shows like she has been, and you don't know who they are? Who was watching Suits? Who even watches the USA Network? I think some people were watching it when they were watching the Chrisleys. I'd never watched that show. But anyway, I'm just saying, with all of that being said, all of that coming out, you pretty much made your way in Hollywood by coming in on sympathy and then blasting the people that got you to the place that you are. Being in that royal family, you chose to speak negatively about them. Even if you claim it's the truth, people are going to see it as negativity, which is why it sold really well. Listen, if he was just saying that everything was rainbows and sunshine, people wouldn't be interested in it. People love dirt. That's it. So now, after all of that's being said, has been said and done, and Meghan saying that she's wanting to be fought for, to attend the coronation as much as Harry, but she's afraid that they're only fighting for Harry to attend the coronation. Harry saying that he's demanding and expecting an apology from his family if they're going to invite him. Well, you know how they answered that? They kicked his butt out. The cottage that they had access to, that Queen Elizabeth gave them access to, they've been evicted. So the story is Prince Harry and Duchess Meghan will lose their last high security home base in the UK. King Charles III has evicted the couple from Frogmore Cottage, their official UK residence located on the Windsor estate. A spokesperson for the Duke and Duchess of Sussex confirms to Bazaar.com that they have been requested to vacate their residence at Frogmore Cottage. Instead, and here's the ultimate insult, / payback for them feeling slighted by all of the stuff that Harry and Meghan have been saying. Instead, the king has reportedly offered the residence to his disgraced younger brother, Prince Andrew, who the late Queen Elizabeth II stripped of royal titles and patronages after the JE survivor, Virginia Giuffre, alleged that he SA'd her when she was a minor. And you know what that story is all about, so I'm not even going into all of that. But this is like the ultimate payback. And I don't know why they would expect anything different. It's like you chose to leave and then you made a killing off of speaking things about us that, one, may be true, two, may not be true, but three, no matter how you slice it, people see it as trashing and dishing dirt on your family. People, they may listen to it, they may read it, but it doesn't equate to respect for you, period. At all. So I don't know, why they're surprised. I'm really not surprised by this move. We will see what's more to come, but I just really wanted to talk about that really quick because when I saw the stories previously about Meghan Markle saying she's upset and afraid that with the coronation of the king coming up, they're only going to want Harry to attend. They're not fighting for her to be in attendance with him. Listen, they didn't really want you there in the first place, but they accepted it. No matter how you slice it, whether it was because of her ethnicity or it wasn't. I mean, listen, it's when you get married, the husband is supposed to cleave to his wife, and Harry did that. What more do you want? You can't make these people accept you. And that's in any situation. Ask me how I know. If you ask me, I'll tell you, but I ain't talking about it right now. But I'm just saying, I know how it is being in a family, and it has nothing to do with race, because I'm not talking about race on my end, but you cannot make people accept you. You get married to who you choose to get married to. You can't make the family like you or accept you. And I'm one of those people, I just don't really care. If you like me, cool. If you don't, I got my own life to live. I'm not trying to make you people like me or accept me, because I am who I am, and that's it. So all of this stuff about they didn't like me because of my race or whatever, I really don't even think it had anything, or I would say it wasn't much to do about her race, and that's it. And it is, I would say, and I've said this before, I'll say it again. If you are Caucasian, if you are white, and someone who is not has a nasty attitude, or they just have ways about themselves that are not likable, it would make it harder for them to say that they don't like you, because the first thing that people are going to go to is that, oh, it's because you're racist. And I don't believe every person who is white or Caucasian that doesn't care for someone who is of a different ethnicity, it is because of their ethnicity. That's not always the reason, but that's the first go-to for most people. Just like when somebody like myself, if I have a critique or criticism about someone who is successful, or maybe more successful, I should say, because I am successful, but maybe more successful, or a celebrity, like if I were to make some comments, just sharing my opinion about, for example, I don't know, Beyonce or Rihanna, the first comment that people would go to is they're going to say, it's because you're jealous. And that's an easy go-to. It's not always because someone's jealous. And on the other side of the spectrum, like I was just saying, it's not always because of that person's ethnicity is the reason why people don't like that person, and they are of the different ethnicities. I just don't feel that Meghan Markle presents as a very likable person. I've heard a number of different stories about people that used to be friends with her and things like that. I'm just saying, sometimes you have to read the tea leaves that are left behind, and I haven't seen anyone from her mom's side of the family come out and be of support of her. She's got this bad blood going on with her dad and her dad's side of the family, and I never see anything from anyone on her mom's side of the family except her mom. Like, your mom didn't have any brothers or sisters or aunts or uncles or like nothing. I'm just saying, like, if you guys seen it, you let me know, because maybe I'm just missing something. I just think it's something about this chick. And if you look at her eyes are just really dark. It's just something about this chick that's just not likable. And so the fact that they got kicked out of the cottage, got evicted, doesn't surprise me. That was the answer to the questions that they put out there about the family, and the questions about, was Prince Harry going to get an apology from his dad and his brother? I think they were already drawing up the eviction papers when all of that stuff was being put out there and the book was released. So this didn't just happen overnight. I think they were already like, you know what, he's out of here. We're done with it. So I just wanted to talk about that. Wanted to really just share my thoughts on it. I would love to know what you guys think. So just leave your comments in the comment section respectfully. I really appreciate you liking this video and subscribing to the podcast and channel, guys. I am Beth, and I'm just being beautifully honest. So until the next time, I just wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.